Good morning, my lovelies. So welcome back. Another Sunday, another round of weekly forecasts. And we have another busy week ahead. I made some notes and let me begin by saying that this is going to be probably a week where we have, or that has the potential of explosive conversations. And by explosive, I don't mean necessarily kind of like the Aries vibe, right? Where we just blow up. But maybe I should say strong, really, really strong conversations where we can butt heads at times, because we will have strong opinions. Mars is traveling with Mercury all week. So now they're going to be just a few degrees apart. Mars is very strong in Capricorn. We talked about that, right? Mars is turning into the general, right? Mars is the soldier, but in Capricorn, he turns into the general, and he's the boss, and he makes the rules, and he tells us what to do. And then Mercury comes along, and Mercury fuels this energy in a way where now we're going to talk about the things that are harder, that we might not want to hear, right? From a boss. A boss might tell us, look, your performance was not up to what we expected. Or if we have this in relationships, right? We're going to have the harder conversations in relationships that have been probably long overdue. And we always have to remember that, delivering a message makes the message, right? So how are you going to have these conversations? What are you, what energy are you going to bring into it? Are you conscious that, you obviously don't want to be hurting the other person to a degree that is unnecessary, right? Yes, maybe what you're going to talk about is unpleasant, but keep in mind that you want to have a constructive conversation with whoever you have the conversation. Also, we have a full moon in Leo this week, and that full moon is going to give us a lot of power, right? It's a very, very powerful moon, but we'll get to this when we get to this on the 25th. This is such an action-packed week. Like, guys, this is really, really, really full on. We're starting on the 22nd, where Pluto and the Sun are still conjunct, right? Remember, we are coming out of a weekend that is super intense, super intense. I mean, you got to look where this falls in your chart, right? What area this falls in. But there will be power moves in those areas. This may be relationships for you. This may be, your health. This may be your family. This may be your work. Wherever this falls, this is going to be a time where you hopefully align with those energies, meaning you understand that the power is within you, right? This can be an energy that rolls over us, right? Like a steam engine. However, if you see that steam engine coming, you're going to jump on it and you let the steam engine take you where you need to go. So this is a very, very, very powerful energy. Become aware of it as much as you can, in terms of what this means for you, where your power resides and how you tap into it and then bring it forth. Again, we bring this energy with us from last week, the weekend. The weekend, obviously, it is the most potent. But then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll still very much feel that energy, the Sun conjunct Pluto. On the 22nd, the moon is moving into Cancer, and in Cancer it will trine Saturn and sextile Jupiter at the same time. So this is, again, a very powerful energy that can help us restructure when it comes to the way we emotionally relate, and also the way we feel secure and safe, right? The moon is how we feel, but also it's where what we need to feel safe and secure. Saturn can give us that security, but Saturn can also take it away. In a trine, Saturn is highly likely to help us feel more secure, right? Maybe there are boundaries that have to be set. Maybe there are new structures that you have to build. Maybe if this is relating to your relationships, you're going to implement some new structures in the relationship that help both of you feel more safe in the relationship, and also feel like you're actually going somewhere and you're building something, because this is also a building energy. And then with Pluto in the sextile, the emotion's you're gonna feel really strong, right? You're gonna feel this really, really strongly, whatever it is you're feeling. So if this is related to setting boundaries or moving something ahead, then this is going to be a really, really strong feeling that will push things forward, right? There is a little bit of a push here. So the 23rd, the 24th, highly emotional days where we really focus on, okay, what do we need now? What do we need now to feel more secure, safe, and stable in our lives, right? This says a lot to do with the way you emotionally digest things. Then also on the 23rd, we have Venus moving into Capricorn. I talked about this in the monthly readings for all signs, so I'm not going to get into this deeply. For me, this is a really beautiful energy, because this is a Venus who knows what she wants. She knows what she wants, and she has strong boundaries, and she's not going to put up with any crap, right? She's very aware that, okay, I don't want this, okay, this is this, gone. She knows how to streamline her life to get where she wants to go. Then on the 24th, we have the moon square the node. So this is a very intense energy, because again, we still have this in Cancer. This is if we haven't yet set in the structures, right? If we haven't set the boundaries, we will now really feel overrun. The boundaries that we needed are not there, and the steam engine is coming and it's gonna run over us. And then, once it's gone, we will come back up and we are like, whoa, what was that? What do I have to do now in order for this not to happen anymore? So again, I think this has a lot to do with boundaries, and we are talking about Aries, Libra, and Cancer here. So relationships, right? Like this is like a classical relationship kind of triangle, shall we say. So it's a week where you got to become much more clear about the boundaries in your relationships. All relationships, but especially your most important relationship, if you are in a relationship with someone. So boundaries really important, and understanding what you both want and where you're going. We are talking about cardinal signs here, right? Cardinal signs are telling us about the basic framework. There's the skeleton, right? It's the skeleton that then everything is built around, right? The flesh is built around the skeleton. So, but the skeleton got to be stable. So is your relationship skeleton stable? And if not, what do you have to feed it to make the bones more stable, if you know what I mean? Then we're getting to the 25th, big day. Big day. First, we have Mars square Chiron on that day, but we also obviously have full moon, and that full moon is in 5 degrees, and it is squaring Jupiter in Taurus. Now, this can be a bit of an explosive energy, because Jupiter is fueling the fire, right? It's fueling the Leo fire. And then also remember, Leo is opposing Pluto that just moved into Aquarius. It's obviously not a exact opposition, because Pluto is in 0 degrees, and then this moon is happening in 5. But there's still we still feel that energy, right? That energy that we brought with us from the weekend. Will still there might be another little fire opening up. Maybe this relates to conversation you have. Maybe this relates to, because we are talking about Leo, your creative self-expression, your heart, what you truly want, where you truly want to go. Understanding that the mind can sometimes lead us astray, if the mind is not connected to the heart. So there's like this understanding, okay, we got to connect these two again. They got to work in harmony. They got to work together so we can move forward where we actually want to move to, right? Into that direction we want to actually move to. I'm going to have a separate video out for this moon, so I'm not going to talk about it in too much detail here. Then I already talked about the square between Chiron and Mars. This is a little bit of a challenge on our healing journey, where we might literally feel inflamed, right? If this is something that relates to the body, we can literally have inflammation, maybe inflammations in the joints, because we're talking about Capricorn, Mars and Capricorn here. So this can actually be a physical manifestation of it. But generally, I think this is probably related to something you're not addressed, or you haven't addressed yet. You didn't want to go all the way there. You're on your healing journey, but that part you didn't want to tackle it yet. Well, it now is inflamed. Now you have to take care of it. And then on the 26th, we have now Mercury squaring Chiron. So we are going from understanding that there is an inflammation, and now we got to talk, right? Maybe we got to talk it out. Maybe we got to talk with someone about it. Like maybe there's like if this relates to relationships, maybe we will have to have another uncomfortable conversation. Because remember, I told you this is going to be a week where we have to have the uncomfortable conversations. And this might just be a day where this is really prominent, and this is, you become really aware of it. Or someone will come to you with that conversation that you didn't want to have, but you knew you had to, but now it's there. Now you have to do it, even though you weren't really ready, but you were made ready through this, right? By the other one coming to you and saying, well, let's have this conversation now, because what are we doing? Then on the 28th, we have Venus sextile Saturn and trine Jupiter. Now this is beautiful because, again, this is happening together. So Venus is trining Jupiter and sextiling Saturn at the same time. Remember, in the beginning of the week, we had something similar happening with the moon. Now we have it with Venus. I really believe this is related to relationships, your partner or a friend, or like a one-on-one relationship that you have, where things have been, going on within you, boiling within you, being, you just something didn't feel right. Like, your emotional digestive system was off, but you kind of were not ready to talk about it. So your digestion was like going really sluggish, or, it was acting up, And now in the beginning of the week, you understood that, you realized that, and you realized, okay, stronger boundaries are necessary, or, we need to shift and change something. And maybe you started implementing it in the beginning of the week. And then you went through, the moon, we had the full moon, and things were kind of like, you were a bit tested, there was a testing ground. And now with Venus coming in, giving her blessings, maybe both of you will feel much more inclined to actually really fully implement these shifts and changes, right? You get to test things out a little bit. Is this working for us? Can we go on like this? Now, maybe you realize, well, we can't do this, but we can let go in a way where we don't have to hate each other, right? We can understand that, well, maybe it's not meant to be, maybe it's not for us, but that doesn't mean that it has to be bad. Or you understand now that you've tested things, right? You went through a testing phase for a few days. You're like, well, this is actually working for us. This is good. Let's do more of this, right? Let's do more of this. This is working for us. So this week, it's another week of, a mixed bag. We had a mixed bag last week. This week, there's like a lot of intensity, quite a few challenges, and not small challenges, big challenges. But also there is always the universe telling you, I've got your back, don't worry, I've got your back. That's the kind of energy we're sensing this week. And then also on the 28th, the moon moves into Virgo, and in Virgo it will trine Venus. again, the universe has your back. Implement the shifts and changes that you know are true for you, that are right for you. We are talking about earth signs here, Virgo and Capricorn. And we're talking about the moon, what we need, and Venus, what we want. And this is an energy of like what we want and what we need goes hand in hand, and it flows easily if we allow it to flow easily. So if we have implemented the correct boundaries for us, things will just move smoothly, right? Much more smoothly for us. On the same day, we also have Mars squaring the nodes, and this is telling us that sometimes we're pushing forward without thinking and also without really truly connecting. So now this is a day where we can really come to understand that the connecting is really important. The connection between here and here is what will get you where you want to go. This alone can take you far. This can take you far too, but they together will take you where you actually want to go. Because we live in this, in this earthy time-space reality where we are given, the soul desire, the spirit, but we're also given the mental power. And if we understand that those two together can take us all the way, that's when we will go all the way. Unfortunately, in the world we live in, we are either often told, especially through the school system, that this is where the power is, right? This is where all the power is. It's just that, the linear thinking. And then there's a school of thought that just, tells you it's all about the spirit. The thing, though, is with the spirit and the higher mind, what is called the higher mind, it's a little lost in this 3D reality. That's why this part is a connecting cable, right? It connects the spirit and helps the spirit to unfold in the 3D reality in its glory, in its full glory. Because without the connection to the mind, to the 3D mind, the soul can, get totally lost in this 3D reality. And you can see this a lot in the spiritual community where, they just go all the way out there and, you're like, there's no connection anymore. It's like the 3D, the 4D, they tell you all about the 5D, 6D reality, and they're not grounded in anything. So you got to ground in, and you, with the help of, the mental plane, the 3D understanding, you can really utilize your spirit in a full capacity, right? In a full way. And it's a really interesting week. We have a lot of days where we have like very smooth aspect coming together with very intense aspects, and it's like they don't fully balance each other out. The lesson here is that we can try to keep running against the wall and try to get through the wall by running against it, or we can realign and get over the wall here, get over the wall there, or maybe around here, right? There is another way. We just have to connect and not just push forward with, our willpower, the mental willpower, or like that, getting lost in the spiritual world, but no, connecting the two and then moving forward in alignment, right? The buzzword of the 2020s. Well, we're in 2024 now, but it's still a buzzword, right? Alignment. But all alignment really is that you understand that you're creating with the universe. It's a co-creation process, right? Your mental plane, your mental understanding, your willpower, together with your trust into that, connection, that connectiveness to to the universe, to the eternal, whatever you want to call it, the spirit, your soul essence, that connection, that's where all your power is, in the connection between the two of them. You know, understanding that you're not like separate from universal power, co-creating with it. That's where all your power is. So that's what I want to leave you with. A very intense week. Like going through it with you really made me understand how intense this is actually going to be. Because we are bringing all this Pluto power stuff with us, and that will still dominate the week. So yeah, if you have any questions about this week, let me know in the comment section below. And if you want a personal reading, if you want to work with me one-on-one on a coaching basis, you can either click on the link in the description box and book it there, or you can message me and we can have a little chat about it. And other than that, I wish you a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video.